guys. I hope you're ready to learn about exponents tonight.
Hi guys. Today we're going to be talking about powers and exponents. And this goes with the learning goal. I can correctly evaluate expressions using powers and exponents. So let's talk about first some vocabulary. What do we mean by powers and exponents? There's three things we want to talk about when we're talking about this. We have the exponent, we have the base, and we have the power. Let's start with the base. The base tells you what number is being multiplied when you're looking at a power. So the base is actually going to be the big number in this expression up here. So the base is the number 5. The exponent tells you how many times that number is being multiplied by itself. And the exponent is the little number right up here. And then the power is the whole expression. The whole expression together, all of this is called a power. Now remember, back to order of operations. Our order of operations say that we should first do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division from left to right, and then addition and subtraction from left to right. So the stuff that we're talking about today with powers and exponents comes second in your order of operations, right after parentheses. Here are some examples. If you have this power, -7 to the third power, or sometimes we say -7 cubed if we have it to the third power, what that means is we're taking -7 times -7 times -7. So the base is -7, and that tells me what number I'm going to be multiplying. And then the exponent is this number up here, the 3, and that tells me how many times I'm going to multiply it by itself. So 1, 2, 3 times. And so now I would just multiply -7 times -7 times -7. I'm not quite sure what that is, so I'd probably have to use a calculator, but I do know that if I take my first negative times my second negative, that's going to be a positive, and then a positive times a negative is going to give me a negative answer. So I'm going to have negative So that would be -343. One mistake that people make when they do a problem like this is they think that it means -7 times 3. Multiplication is just a boring little operation. You just do 7 times 3. But exponents are like an explosion. You don't just multiply -7 times 3. You never want to do that. I need to remember that my base is my number that I'm multiplying, and the exponent tells me how many times I'm multiplying. So this power over here, this expression, is -7 to the second power. Now, if you look in your book, what your book is going to tell you to do for this is to take 7 times itself twice, so 7 times 7, which is 49, and then make it negative because of this first negative sign right here. A lot of people would still consider this to be equal to -7 times -7, which would be a positive 49. So there's some disagreement about whether this expression here is positive or negative. But I will tell you, if you enter -7 2 on your calculator, so we use the caret key on the calculator for powers, it looks like this. So if I entered -7 2 on my calculator and I wanted to get a positive 49, I really meant that I was taking -7 to the second power, then this would give you -49. Your calculator is going to do 7 to the second power and then take the opposite of that. So you have to be careful when you enter these problems into your calculator if you're dealing with negative numbers. If you really mean -7 to the second power and you want the -7 taken to the second power, you need to put that number into parentheses when you enter it into your calculator. So here's another example. And if we look at this now, there are several operations here, so we need to follow our order of operations. And what our order of operations tell us to do is first do anything that's inside of parentheses. So if I look at this problem, I do have parentheses. I'm going to do this 2 times 5 first. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. 26 minus 2 times 5 is 10 to the second power. And I didn't do that exponent I didn't take the 5 to the second power because this power is outside the parentheses. So I did the parentheses first. Now I'm going to do the exponent. So I will have 26 minus 10 to the second power means 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. And then, so now I have 26 minus 100. So that's going to be equal to a negative 74. Here's another example. If I want to evaluate this expression, s to the second power plus h to the second power divided by 2 times h, for s equals 4 feet and h equals 2 feet, I'm going to go ahead and substitute these two numbers into the expression. So I have 4 to the second power plus 2 to the second power divided by 2 times 2. So I'm going to evaluate the top of my fraction bar and the bottom of my fraction bar because fraction bar is actually a grouping symbol. It says do everything on the top, then do everything on the bottom, and then finally divide. So if I do that, I'm going to take 4 to the second power, which means 4 times 4, which is 16, plus 2 to the second power, which means 2 times 2, which is 4. And I'm going to divide that by 2 times 2, which is 4. So now I still need to add. 16 plus 4 is 20, divided by 4. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. So I've gone through and I followed my order of operations and gotten. The free response question says, your friend says that 2 to the third power is equal to 6. What did your friend do wrong? And the multiple choice question says, the whole expression, 7 to the second power, is called A base, B exponent, or C power. So pause the video now and answer those two questions.